Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Ali Chart's posting this. Capital inflows into crypto markets have doubled in July, hitting $74.5 billion. So he's posted the aggregate market realized value net proposition change, guys. Take a look at this. When it comes to stablecoin net position changes, it's remained quite flat. When we look at Bitcoin, that has moved with the ebb and flow of the entire capital inflows that have been poured into the market. Or sorry, that is Bitcoin. Sorry, the orange line is Bitcoin plus ETH. So Bitcoin and Ethereum. The dark gray line is Bitcoin. You guys can see Bitcoin price has been following this trend. But guys, the gray bars, this is the amount of money that's being poured into the market day by day. And you can see up here, it's kind of obscured by this information panel. But guys, it is getting up past $70 billion. There's now going to be a huge influx in, well, not just retail cash, but institutional money coming into the space. This is the total market cap on the daily. You guys can see we are reaching new all-time highs for the crypto market in general. So even though we aren't seeing for example, Bitcoin getting up to new all-time highs today, the daily candlesticks are demonstrating that we are getting up very, very close to $4 trillion. Just yesterday, we hit 3.94 trillion. And today, we are clocking in at 3.87, so just a bit off from that high, but you guys can see these volume bars. They're getting larger and larger by the day. We are seeing the altcoin market is gaining steam, so we're in and around that halfway point at 47 out of 100. This is what's generally getting the crypto market up today. Fear and greed is at 67, so we're in greed, but we're not far in greed yet. We still have to wait for those large pumps, and those are likely coming very, very soon. Market cap is at 3.91 trillion. We got the CMC 100. That is down by a little bit, 0.61. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting metric to see total market cap getting up to new highs. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is, Bitcoin's doing all right. I'm not going to say it's not. It has seen a bit of a downturn over the last little while and just remained relatively flat pretty much since mid-July when we saw it up towards $123,200 per coin. It did dip down, and now we've just been trading in this range here. One Bitcoin currently is going for just under $119,000 per coin at $118,947. So over the last several hours now, Bitcoin has seen some vibrant activity, forming what is looking like maybe a small double bottom pattern here on the micro time frame. So again, this is the 1 hour chart. And only if we're day trading do we, or should we really be paying attention to the smaller time frames. The larger time frames are really what I'm looking at when I'm paying attention to where I'm going to be cashing out. Guys, the market is heating up and I do not want you to miss out. That is why I've slashed prices back to old school prices, $5 a month. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And if you subscribe and stay subscribed, you will be locked in at that $5 price point. So I still have yet to talk about my XRP targets, the final targets, because I'm going to be, gauging this in the moment. I've never actually treated a crypto rally this way before, but I feel like it's a more organic way, I think, to make sure that I lock in prices at the highest prices possible. So if you guys want to see what I'm doing, again, it's not financial advice. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. Follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I also, discuss anything you guys want to discuss over there. So my DMs are open. You can contact me anytime you want. I'm also going to be having a live Q&A session this Sunday, I think. So check it out. Let's talk about XRP for a second. XRP is also, crashing. I know some people are concerned that the price did go down from 365 and went down all the way to 342. Wham, boo-hoo. Guys, again, par for the course at this point in the cycle. We are trending right now. XRP still holding up above the former all-time high that was only printed a few months ago, $3.40. So that would be this level, right in there. We did see it wick down a couple of times. Now we're staying above that level. And currently, one XRP is going for about $3.50 per coin. So, guys, this is the point in time where, we really have to pay attention, make sure we get our ducks in a row, and make sure we're ready to press that sell button when the time comes. Michael Branch here posting this, guys. SEC Chair's Paul Atkins says that Ethereum is not a security. So This is new news coming out. Paul Atkins, chairman of the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission, has now clarified, okay, it is official that Ethereum is not a security. He said that securities laws will not apply to Ethereum. However, the SEC is yet to take a formal stance. According to Atkins, the SEC is informally classifying Ethereum in the same category as Bitcoin, branding them as commodities. He said, similar to Bitcoin, the SEC has stated informally, more than formally, that Ether is not a security. And so, but it's obviously that the Ethereum blockchain is a very key component for a lot of other digital currencies. He also said that the Ethereum blockchain has created the foundation for many cryptocurrencies. Therefore, it cannot be removed from that bracket. The pro-crypto chairman also said that the company has the freedom to decide where they want to put their money and what sort of strategy they have, and that it wasn't his place to tell them. According to him, this freedom will provide a good future for development. It continues down here by saying Ethereum has escaped Ripple's fate, but I don't think we are in the same position as we were back in 2020 when the SEC was chasing after every cryptocurrency. I think at this point, now that we have legislation coming through, a lot of these lawmakers are going to be looking at cryptocurrencies differently, Ethereum included. The very fact that Paul Atkins is just saying straight off, without having to worry what he is saying as the head of the SEC, and he's saying, I don't think Ethereum is a security. I think that in itself speaks volumes. The other thing I wanted to mention here was this from Crypto's Russ Insight. The Clarity Act just made a few things very clear. If a blockchain is decentralized, it's a commodity, so that is in accordance with the CFTC regulations, and if it's not, it is a security in accordance with the SEC's regulations. So this is the Clarity Act mature blockchain test. So could this be the new, what they were calling the Ripple test back in the day? People were thinking maybe they were going to call it the Ripple test, but this is now considered the mature blockchain test, and it is explained here. If a blockchain is deemed already mature, if yes, then the CFTC trades on the CFTC registered digital commodities exchanges with brokers, CFTC market integrity and custody rules. CFTC always does derivatives. CFTC spot rules apply, so the SEC keeps anti-fraud and manipulation authority. And so it can get certification, but if it's not a mature blockchain, then the SEC takes over. So primary sales, security registration, i.e. token sales, fundraising, staking, or yield staking, etc. Intermediaries, exchanges, brokers, custodians that list securities must register. SEC retains anti-fraud authority. Path to exit, so it meets a criteria to file certification and migrate to the CFTC. So these guys are going to work hand in hand, but we do need the certification, right? It does need to be certified as a mature blockchain. The SEC has 60 days to rebut. Silence equals a commodity. So there are laws now being written around these things, guys. And so maybe it is becoming more clear, and maybe this is why we're seeing new developments like this from Tap Tools. Cardano's ADA payments are coming to Apple Pay. Look at this, unlocking access to over 550 million users worldwide. So just in the name of utility, in the name of cryptocurrency utility, now we have Cardano, a prominent blockchain platform, set to integrate with Apple Pay devices through the Cardano Kit, an open source library developed by Tokyo. This new library, written in Swift, is fully native to Apple platforms, including all these protocols here. The launch of the Cardano Kit is anticipated in the coming weeks and is expected to significantly enhance the development of apps for Apple devices by enacting direct integration of ADA Cardano's native cryptocurrency. Boom goes the dynamite. So this is great. This is great news here. Developers will be able to incorporate ADA into their applications for various purposes, such as payments, wallets, and other Web3 features. Guys, this is the beginning of actually using cryptocurrency in real-world functions, Apple Pay, definitely a very popular platform for payments. And now if we do see more of this cryptocurrency integration, I think it's just going to get more popular. And this is where we're at, where people, where we heard the people in the crypto community saying, at a point we're just going to be integrated and nobody's even going to be knowledgeable of what technology they're going to be using. We're just going to be all using the tech, and it's just going to work in the background, and we won't even care what we're using. We won't even know what we're using in some cases. And Guys, we're starting to see that develop right now. So I thought I'd bring this to you, even though it doesn't have to do with Ripple or XRP. I think it is interesting to see that the integration is really developing based on regulation that is being hammered out in the United States of America. The other thing I wanted to point out was this, guys. BitGo is filing for their IPO this morning. Now, remember, they're the premier provider of the RLUSD, and Chad Steingraber bringing this to our attention. So BitGo Holdings today announced that they have confidentially submitted a draft registration. So this is an S-1 form to the SEC relating to the proposed initial public offering of its Class A common stock. The number of shares to be offered and the price range for the proposed offering have not yet been determined. The initial public offering is expected to take place after the SEC completes its review, subject to market and other conditions. This press release does not constitute an offer to sell or the solicitation to buy or whatever. Any other solicitations or offers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and it's in compliance with the 1933 Securities Act. So just another crypto company here, guys, looking to offer an IPO. I think, because they are realizing the market is getting hotter and hotter, now's the time to really start thinking about this. I mean, total market cap, guys, up nearly to $4 trillion. That is the total. If we take a look at all altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, or all cryptocurrencies, I guess I should say, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, we are up over $1 trillion. So over the last, let's call it a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, altcoins have been ripping. Now we're at 1.06 trillion. Which coin should you trade into other coins? I mean, I've got a strategy. And again, guys, it's only $5 a month. Follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. You can lock in these prices if you subscribe and stay subscribed. So lock in today. These prices are going to be for a limited time only. And over there at the Patreon, this is exactly the kind of things I'm talking about in detail. So there you go. One more thing that I wanted to talk about with regard to the Patreon is I do detail a cash out plan, and so many people are going to get flagged when they try to withdraw millions of dollars into their checking account for the first time. This coming from Time Traveler here on Twitter. Do you guys think the banks will just allow it? Do you know why drug dealers, rich people in the mafia only deposit $9,000 at a time? Flagged because Big Brother does not allow you to have whatever you want. There's a pro tip here for reality. All of this or all of us are going to experience how not free this country is when we try to convert money from exchanges in large quantities. So Time Traveler bringing up a very, very good point here. And again, I'm detailing what I'm deciding to do, how I'm cashing out my cryptocurrency. And you guys know where to find that. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Do you guys have a plan? Do you guys know what you're going to do? Somebody once told me a really good piece of advice, actually. This was during the bull run of 2018. At that time, I don't think I had enough cryptocurrency to really worry so much. But they said, if you're going to cash out of your cryptocurrency, make sure you cash it out into a separate checking account that is not linked to all your bill payments and all, your car payments or mortgage payments or whatever you have. And the reason is exactly this. If for some reason your bank decides to flag your account and decides to freeze your account, well, then all your other payments get frozen, and that's not good, right? So just be mindful, guys. Have a plan. Wanted to thank Time Traveler. Wanted to thank Chad. Wanted to thank Tap Tools and Crypto Russ and Michael Branch for posting those. Here's a really stimulating essay about liquidity and ETFs, courtesy of the Wrath of Kahneman. It's above me, but I can't help relate the description of the dynamics involved to the XRP ledger. He says probably poorly, but I'm interested what others have to say about the piece. So I'm not going to read you guys the piece, but I will link it here in the description of the video for you. You're not creating liquidity out of thin air. You're giving you're giving the asset access to a system that knows how to carry it. The ETF doesn't change the bond. It changes the environment around the bond. So the primary point he wants to point out here is that private market and public market liquidities are different. Public market liquidity is infrastructure driven, while private market liquidity is legally granted via contracts. And he mentions it, or rather it is mentioned there in the paper. Now, this is about ETFs, but I wonder if it also describes the different liquidity dynamics between the growth of the XRPL versus smart contracts, namely Ethereum. Ethereum built liquidity early through privately launched protocols and smart contracts. The XRPL, by contrast, was made public liquidity, but adoption lagged, limiting access to the infrastructure needed to activate it. So if that's right, it suggests the push for the XRPL smart contracts may not unlock broader public liquidity at all. It might bootstrap it via private protocols at best, but it also affirms the need for interoperability, so assets only become meaningfully valuable when they can move he says here, and be held across public market infrastructure. Okay, it also explains why ETFs really only help in two ways right now: hype and owning XRP. So he's pointing out something that I think points to the fact that we are still very, very, very early days, very much still in a speculative market. They aren't providing on-chain liquidity yet. Anyway, this is just my amateur 2 cents. What do you guys think? An interesting observation here. I think, with the XRP ETFs specifically, I think, it's more optics right now, and it's more it's more to get institutions salivating, I think, at the concept of even just purchasing cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin, right? Why? They're going to look at, these ETFs, and they're going to be like, well, why should I buy a Solana one versus an Ethereum one versus an XRP one? And, this is where the discussion begins around real utility. Once they hear the story of Ripple and XRP, though, I think, it becomes a no-brainer very, very quickly. But again, that's just maybe my slightly biased opinion. Anyway, wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for bringing that up. The fact remains, though, Chair Atkins did announce on CNBC that the U.S. government has officially endorsed Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. There's no turning back, guys. It is what it is.
So I thought this was a really great watershed and thanks to the president for his leadership and the Congress for getting this out and getting that bill to the president's desk for signature. I think this bill the Genius Act is focused on payment stablecoins, and so that's not really within the SEC's ambit of regulation, but it's really for the banking regulators, as is appropriate. But the one great thing about this is that for the first time now, the United States government has put its stamp of approval on a very key and important, potentially very important digital asset that will, I think, help to lower costs, lower risks in the market, because we can now move towards an instantaneous almost settlement of payment versus delivery for securities, thanks to on-chain stablecoins. And that will help, I think, innovation and to really get our markets, to be the best in the world.
We need liquid markets. Government understands this. And SEC Chair Paul Atkins is confirming we're only getting started. And, again, this is to bolster markets and U.S. dollar dominance. So why is it that David Portnoy decided to sell his XRP? Remember this video? And he was trying to go to sleep. He sold his XRP 2 weeks ago, and then it started ripping. Well, here's his explanation. Listen to this.
So anyways, XRP. I had, I think, close to $3 million of XRP, and it was hovering. XRP was going from like 210 to 240, back to 210, back to 240. Fine. I wasn't going to sell it. I was going to diamond hands it. But the guy who originally was like, get involved in XRP, and the reason I looked at it, sends me a text out of the blue. And I don't talk to this guy a lot. He knows who he is. He knows who he is. And he's like, hey, not good news that Circle is going to do what XRP is doing. I don't even really know what he's talking about. I'm like, so you're saying sell XRP? He's like, I certainly don't like it that much anymore, or as much as I did. So in XRP, it's going 240 to 210, 240 to 210. When it went back up to around 240, I'm like, all right, I don't, this guy doesn't like it anymore. I'm just going to get out. No sooner did I sell it, the thing went parabolic. It's like 350. I blinked. Made me sick to my stomach.
Should have listened to the XRP community instead of your friend, Dave. I mean, we've been talking about this stuff for years. Come on, that's a rookie move. That's a rookie move. The other day, though, I made a video about the $6 trillion hidden XRP market cap, as mentioned in one of Dick Alger's videos from Future Forecasting Group. Now, if you guys aren't following him, I do suggest you watch his videos. Well, he's got some more information regarding this. I want to play you guys a clip of this. I'm going to edit this just for time purposes, but thought it was interesting. Listen to this.
Hi there, crypto fans. Hi there, remote viewing fans. Dick Alger here for Future Forecasting Group. It's another beautiful day at Ethereum Place in Honolulu, Hawaii on a Sunday. In a recent report last week, I said that the market cap of XRP, the real true market cap, might actually be as high as $6 trillion. And I've got some more information on that. I've got a clarification on that from a really good source, and I'm going to detail this today. My reporting of that was somebody took a clip of that and put it on the Working Money channel. Here's the Working Money channel.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel.
Shout out to the Working Money channel. Thank you for using my clip. You're free to do that anytime. If you'd like to get together and do a segment together, I'd love to do that. Okay, so here's the information, the clarification that I'm getting on the $6 trillion market cap of XRP. I have a source who is high level, the high level financial system of the world, and this person knows how it works, and I know he knows how it works because I asked him about the birth certificates, the bonds, and the trusts. And if somebody really knows how the real financial system works, they know the real story about the birth certificates, the bonds, and the trusts, and can speak authoritatively on that. And I'm not going to get into the details here, but this guy knows that, and I've vetted him as a very good source. What he's saying is that indeed the market cap of XRP is considerably higher than what we see on the exchanges. But the $6 trillion mark, he says, that may not be in the market cap yet. It may not actually yet be invested into XRP. He says what they're doing is all the big banking system, people in the banking system and the big financial players know that XRP is going to be one of the foundations of the new financial system. So they've got this money standing by in what he calls a slush fund. So they've got it there, it's on the sidelines, and they're going to pump it into XRP at some point. You will see, according to him, not investment advice, but my source says, that you'll see XRP one day soon gap up like $9 above, really high, just like that. And a lot of the holders will say, that's such a great gain, like it's unsustainable, that level of a parabolic run. That people will take their money out, and then something will happen, and they'll get locked out, and then this big money fund will come in, the $6 trillion, and they'll buy it all up. And it'll go up so high then that you'll be locked out. So his advice was to hold your XRP. I don't talk about whether or not I have any investments in any of this. I don't give investment advice. I'm just a reporter. I'm just getting information and disseminating it.
Did you guys hear that? Gapping up overnight. You know, it sounds very similar to what David Schwartz mentioned all those years ago. XRP has to go up very, very quickly. If it went up steadily and smoothly, too many people would buy up. They would affect the price. So what could this mean for XRP holders moving forward? Guys, could we wake up one day and boom, just like that, see an XRP worth $9, you know, starting at $3.50, and then overnight waking up realizing we've pretty much almost tripled our portfolio value? It's an interesting theory. Again, I wanted to thank Dick Alger, and thanks for the shout out on the channel, Dick. Anyway, that's just my opinion. And again, guys, for more opinions on where I think the market could go, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, keeping the prices at $5 for a limited time. So if you subscribe and stay subscribed, you can lock in the $5 price point. We're getting in the weeds with price analysis. Follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I also wanted to mention that I have the Working Money Channel merch store. Link is in the description of the video if you guys are interested in, I don't know, maybe purchasing some Working Money Channel merch. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.